So we can delete the print linked list. We only use that to confirm what we have done. Then we also need to initialize first node and first empty, isn't it? Now, so you can see first node has been initialized as -1, first empty initialized as 0. So you must declare both variables as integer. Okay, good. Now the next question. The procedure insert data takes 5 positive integers as input from the user and insert this into the linked list. Now, a lot of students always confuse input with parameter. So this function does not take parameter, but takes input from where? From the user. Okay, not parameter. So it inserts this into the linked list, not to the array. Some students will think, oh, just receive the input, put in the array. No, it is not inserting the input into the array, but into the linked list. That is very important. Each data item is inserted at the front of the linked list. You understand what front is? Front means the first empty location. The table shows the table below shows the table shows the step to follow depending on the state of the link. That means we have 2 states of the linked list. When the linked list is full, end the procedure. You understand when it is full. When it is full, like I demonstrated earlier, it is when the value of first empty is equal to -1, right? So that means the linked list is full when first empty is equal to -1. But if it is not -1, insert the data in the index pointed by first empty. Remember, the value of first empty is 0. So when you insert the value in the index pointed by first empty, that means the value of first empty will change to the next node where that node is pointing to. So like I told you earlier, the value of first empty is 0. So if you insert a value here, the value of first empty will now be updated to what? To 1, which is the next node, because this node points to index 1. It is serial. Okay, good. Now, it says insert data in the index pointed by first empty. Change the pointer to the index pointed by first node. That means change the value of first empty to first node, isn't it? So remember that the value of first node was -1. So you now make it 1. Change the values of first node, and that is you update the 2 pointers. Any node that is at the end of the linked list has a pointer of -1, like we have seen earlier. Write the program code for what? For insert data. So we have the function def insert data. Then don't forget your global variables. No, there's no parameter, only inputs. So it says if it is full, end the procedure. So that means if the value of what? Of first empty is equal to -1. Okay, is equal to -1. Then you do what? You return to end the program. Okay. If it is not full, insert the data in the index pointed by what? First empty. So, and data is always inserted at column 0, isn't it? So that implies that linked list of column of the first row 1, that is the row of first empty, okay, and column 0. That is where data is always inserted. Okay, so don't forget that the data is inserted at column 0. This is where, then this is the first row, which should be the row of what? Of first empty, right? Will be equal to input is requested by who? Requested from the user, isn't it? But don't forget, we missed something from the question. The question says that it takes five input integers. That means we need to do this 5 times. There's a loop, there's a need for a loop, right? So that means before we write this, we need to write for num in range of 5, so that this is done 5 times. Okay. So input enter the positive integer value. So you put that value into the position of the first empty space according to the step. Insert data in the index pointed by first empty. Change the pointer to the index. Change the pointer to the index pointed to by first node. Change the pointer to the index pointed to by first node. That is, after adding the value has been added. So don't forget that where we added this value is at index 0. This is where the value was added. Then you are asked to change this pointer. Do you understand this? This pointer pointed to, change the pointer to the index pointed to by first node. That means the value of this pointer will now be equal to first node. That is what the question asks you to do. Do you understand? Change the pointer to the index pointed to by first node. That means that the pointer can be found at the same row but column 1, isn't it? So that means the linked list of first empty, then column 1 is equal to first node. I hope you understand that. It says change the pointer to the index pointed to by first node. Change the values of first node and first empty. So remember that the value of first node will now be equal to the previous value of first empty, isn't it? So the first node is now equal to first empty. So like I said, first empty was equal to 0. So when you add a value down here, that means the value of first, let's say you add 5, this should now be the value of first empty. This should be the value of first node. Remember, first node was -1. And it should be the first item in the linked list, isn't it? It should be equal to the index of the first element in the linked list. So the first element in the linked list is at index 0 now. It was initially -1. So that implies that the value of first node will be equal to first empty. Do you understand? So the value of first node will now be equal to 0. What should be the value of first empty? It should be 1. Remember, we have changed it to -1. That means before we change it to -1, we need to keep that value somewhere before it's changed to -1. I hope you understand this. Because the value of first node was what? Was -1. So that means when we wrote, before we do this, then we should write next. We can write next. Just create a new variable next is equal to linked list of this. The value is saved in a variable. Earlier, that one was saved in a variable, so that after the value has been saved in the variable, no, it should be before this. Yeah. So the value of 0, 1, which is row 0, index 1, was saved to next. That is, the value of next is now 1, isn't it? Then the value of row 0, column 1, this same value is now turned to -1. So the value of 1 was kept. I hope you understand. Then the first node is, of course, 0, which is now first empty, which is 0. So that means the value of first empty will be equal to next. That means the value of first empty is now 1. I hope this is well understood. To avoid confusion, what we are saying is this. When you add a value here, let's say 5, remember, the first node should now be equal to 0 when 5 is added, because that is the first node. This value, according to the instruction, should be changed to the value of first node, isn't it? That means this value will be changed to -1. But before you change it, keep it somewhere. Let's keep it in next. Let's keep it somewhere. Then you now change it to -1. So that the value of first empty will now be equal to what? Will now be equal to next. So that the next empty value is now index 1. I hope this is understood. So that is exactly what I have done here. If you don't understand, you can put it in the comment section. So that is the end of the question. So guys, if you are not careful, if you don't follow this step, it's most likely you are going to write something that was not asked and you will not answer this question. So I will implore you, or I will advise you to answer the question line by line, read carefully, understand what each line says, and answer according to what the question asks you to do. So that is done. That is just 6 marks of question. Okay, good. So you have been given enough time to solve this problem. This is 6 times 2, which is 12 minutes. So you are given enough time to solve this problem, which is just these few lines of code. Now let's move to the next question.